You're live now.
Hi everyone. Good morning. Nice to meet you here again. And welcome to week 2 of the training. If you can hear me, please can you make a comment in the YouTube chat box so that I can know that everyone can hear me and we are together. Yeah, the class has started, so I'm still expecting one or two people to testify they can hear me from the YouTube video. Patricia, can you hear me?
They can hear you on YouTube.
Okay, I'm not seeing the comments coming in, that's why. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, last week we discussed about introduction to programming. Today we'll be talking about HTML, the markup language. I believe previous mentor, I think Victoria has discussed about a lot of things. I'll be going through your questions and I have some things I would like to discuss with you or to make further explanation on. So going by the question, I'll be reading the question. I think I'll make it live also. Okay. Yeah, one of the question is okay, yeah, I believe everyone can hear me and I can also see my screen that my screen is working. So good morning, everyone. So thanks for joining the class. Sorry, this class is coming a bit late. So sorry about that. I'll be jumping straight to your question. Sorry. The first question is about please kindly cover this HTML tags during office hour. The small, the thick caption, the strong block quotes and figure. Okay. I'll be opening my VS Code now. Okay. So in this index.html, I'll be creating another one called cohort2.html. Cohort2.html. I'll be using this shortcut to create. Can anyone see my screen? I'm not seeing the comments coming in, so that I'm a bit surprised. Can anyone see my screen? Is it my own network? Okay, I can see that everything is working, but I'm not seeing people's comments. So please, if you can see my screen or if you can hear me loud and clear, can you please drop a message? can only see my own comments and other stuff like that, which is somehow which is somehow strange. Okay, thank you. Okay, yeah. Okay, thank you everyone. I think I can see now. We can see your screen now. Okay, now small is just like I'll be writing an H1 tag here. I'm using an H2 tag, and small I'll be using, well, let's say cohort 2 week 2. I believe we are all used to live server and PTR. So I'll be right clicking on this, and then I will open with live server. So this is what I have on my live server now. So so the question is all about I think I should open the question here separately. So the question is about small. Sorry. So the question is about small. Now, small is just like the name implies. It will be smaller in compared to, let me say, a P tag. If I'm having a P tag, let me just say this is a P element. So I'm having something like this and I save. I would like to minimize my screen so I can see both screen at the same time. Now this is a P element. You can see how it looks. Now, if I'm writing small is just like its name implies. And if you over on this, the small element represents side comments, such as small prints. Like now, if you want to make a comment, for example, now let me show you something on my screen. What's the name of this thing? Sorry, what's the name? Okay, I want to show you this website now, for example. So now, if you look at this, make sure it matches the name on your ID. You can use small to write something like this. So that's just an example. Small is just like, let me just put small here. A small element. The font size will be smaller. I can see now it is smaller compared to the P element. So that's where you use small. When you want to write, when you want to give an additional information about an element, that's when you are going to use small. I hope that will answer the question, and I'll trying to get through the other things. And I believe that okay, I think so. I think that's not the first question I'm seeing yet. Okay, how long does it take? The first question I'm seeing here is by Tulu. So, and I'll be answering that. How long does it take for a task to be graded? For a task to be graded, it can take, I can't tell you that this is the exact time. You can submit a task now and it's be graded immediately. But the bottom line is that you're all going to have your task graded. It's not going to affect anything. A task submission might close now, but the grading can occur at any time. We're having over 3,000, 4,000 plus submissions, especially on front end. We're having some back end doing it. We're having Python, front end and Python. We're having full stack. So we have a lot of students offering this course. So definitely we have a higher number of submissions. So you should expect that the submission is going to take a little bit of time. So just exercise patience, you will be graded accordingly. What's the simple definition of front end? Front end is the client side. That's, you said a simple definition, and I'm going to be giving you the simple. It's the client side programming. What you can see on your screen. That's what front end deals with. I hope that will answer your question, Aliyu Balarabe. I've submitted a task since and it has not been graded. Why the one I submitted yesterday or blah blah? Yeah, if submitted a task, you might submit a task now and I grade it immediately. I might be on currently grading and you submit a task. Maybe I refresh my page and your grading comes in and I grade you. Then you would have submitted some a long time ago and have not graded. It do happen, so you should not be worried about that. I think I will not be answering any question. I will not be answering any question as regards to grading again. What is embedded tag used in HTML? I think embedded tag, part of embedded tags we have is a tag, a element. For example, now, hello, this is a link to Google. So, but if I'm giving you this attribute of href, which is referencing to the website, I can say it should just link to https google.com. Now, this is an example. This is an example of an embedded tag. Down my screen here, you will see that there is a link there that it will bring a link. Once I click on this, it will take you to google.com. So this is a link. This is an example of an embedded tag. And if you want to make it to open in a new tab, you just put another attribute called target. Our target should open a blank page. Should open a blank page. So if I save this now and I click on this, it will go to another page. It will open another page. I can't see the tab I'm working on. Sorry, I have a lot of tabs open. So I'm going to, let me just delete some. So this is where we are. So this is where we are working on now. If I click, if I click on that one, it will take me to another tab, to open another tab. So that's what we mean by target. Target will open, if I hover on this, you see that target will open, it will open another, page in the browser. I hope that is clear. I'll be taking like 2 other questions before I check the YouTube. My question is, on one of the new tags, the state of origin we are to use, we are to update in our student profile. Is it state of origin or state of residence? Please, this question is straightforward. If we are told to upload state of origin, take it as state of origin. There's no need of asking the state of residence. We say state of origin. If you are originated from Kano, put Kano there. How can I link to my Slack account for me? I think we have this will have been discussed in previous classes. Is learning HTML, CSS, and JavaScript enough to become a front-end developer? Yes, it's enough to become a front-end developer because other things, other programming, other what do you call it, framework that you'll be using will be built on JavaScript. So if you have known HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, it's enough for you to be a front-end developer. Just that most companies usually prefer to use a framework or a library because it is easier. Like now, JavaScript, it has to enable you to use to write a usable code. If you have written a code now, if you've written a component, you don't need to write it over and over again. It enables you to have a logic that you don't need to rewrite your code. You don't need to write several code, unlike normal vanilla JavaScript. So that's just it. For the table of contents project we created, Isiaka mentioned that the table data default setting for the vertical line property is middle. How come the one at the navigation side didn't have the default setting of the middle? Yeah, the default setting is middle. And that's what prompted me to open this. The default setting is middle. Vertical align is middle. So try it from your own hand. Vertical align is middle. I hope that answers your question. So I'm checking the Slack, the chat message now. I don't know. I'm checking the chat message now. It's like I'm having network issue with. Okay. CSS is optional. You can use inline styling in your HTML, but you can. You don't need. We didn't tell you to use any CSS. for the tribute page task, yeah, you are told to add as an attribute. I think part of what I want to discuss today is what we mean by an attribute. So we're still going to go there. Please, can you zoom in on your VS Code? Okay, sorry, I'm zooming in now. I think this is very okay, or more than okay. Okay. Okay, now someone has a question, but I believe the question looks somehow. I'll be writing now. Let's move to this code 2. I want to make a table now. Now I'm having this table element. This is my table element here, and I'm having now this might I'm having I'm having a row first, which was going to I'm having a TR here, and I'm having a TH here. Let's say name of student. Then I can say age. So this is what I have here, and I want to have another row. And I also have another row like this. The another row TD is Sulaiman Musa. This is the name, and the age is another TD here is. Please watch the video. We have explained what my TD means table data. So TD data, the age is 30. Suppose we are having something like this now. I'll copy this several times. You want to use in VS Code. If you press Shift, Alt, and down key to copy it, 1, 2, 3. So I've copied it 3 times. So I've saved it. Let's go back to our screen and see what we have. I don't know why I have to close all these pages. So you can see now, this is what I'm having. I can go to my head now. I want to start. I want to just give it a, let me say I might see this is our border is 1 pixel solid and red. Apart from age, I want to add something. Apart from age, I want to add sex. Let's say this one is male. If I want to say this one is male, then the second one is also, I'm copying, they're all male. Yeah, so this is what I have now. So having this, okay, remain the last one. Now, you are taught to, if you are taught to make a code span something twice, that means, for example, this is just mathematics. If the score here is 1, is default by 1. So if it is 1, then you have to make the total score to be twice. So if the score is 1, then total score is going to be 2. For example, if I put code span here to be 2, that's what we have. If you can see here now, this age here has taken twice. So what the reason why you are not seeing it very well is this. I'm going to give it code span here to be 2. You can see now it's now taking, if I copy this here now and I paste it for the other space, so you can see. You can see now this one is having twice the space. What's happening? Okay, where did I copy something wrong? Okay, if I say this one is 3. Yeah, I think it's given, it's just that okay, it's working. Now the size for this, let me just go up and let me say my TD is, let me say our height is, let's say 30 pixels and our width is 30 pixels. Yeah. So this is what we have now. So now, so what we have here, now we are saying this cospan should be 2. That means it will be twice as the other ones. What I can, okay, yeah. So for example, now if I give them 3, so if I give them 3, yeah, you can see now this one is taking 3, it's taking more space. It's taking thrice. That means taking 1 and 2 here. So it's taking 3. So if I give every one of them 3, it's going to take 3 space compared to the other one. So you can see the same thing for, if I go here and I put 3 here. Sorry, my screen is totally immersed now. So I'm going to expand this and I'm going to minimize this so you can see. Okay, so this is going to take thrice the space of others if you are considering the others, if you are considering the total space. So that's how cospan work. I hope that will be that will clarify your question. Somebody asked that what's the difference between class and ID attributes? Class attributes, ID attributes are always unique to a particular element. For example, now, let me collapse this. For example, now, if I have let's say, I'm having a P tag here. Let me say second element here. Now, if I'm giving it a class attribute here, I can give it a class of second P, or let me say P element. Now, if I'm giving it a P element, I can also give another P element here. I can also give another P element. This same class. This is the third. This is the fourth, and this is the fifth. Despite the fact that they are different elements, but I'm giving them the same P element. So what is it is that you can give different elements a class attribute, but ID attribute is always unique to a particular element. For example, now if I give this one an ID of first element here, or let me say second, so that if I give it a second element. So now this is unique to this element. I cannot give this ID to another element again. If I come here now and I say no, I can't. Giving this same thing of ID, it is not normally. If you install some extension, it will throw an error. This I must not do something like this. An ID attribute must be unique to a particular element. It must not be given to another element. So this one, I'm going to take its own ID. It has to be what? Fourth element instead of having the second element. So ID is always unique to an element. Why different elements can share a class? If you see some tags, you are not to worry about that. You are to worry about your current tags, not all the tags. For example, now in Frontend, now you might have up to 7 tags being posted on your LMS. You don't need to worry about it. Just worry about this current week. I hope that is clear. Ezekiel, Victor, you're asking if you missed out on class. Check your NMS. Classes have been posted there. So try and check what it is all about, so that you can have an idea. The problem we're having with co-span in the study is that co-span or total score column appear ineffective because it is the last column on the table. Should we leave it like that? It should not give you any issue, because just make sure that you give it the right co-span. If it is 2, if that one it is 2, just give that one twice of it. I think that one should be clear. You are going to add this now. This question looks somehow. You are going to add all those scores you have there and get the total score. That's what it means. So I'm still trying to check all the comments. Yeah. So before we move on to the question, okay, let me keep checking the question that's been set. What are the needed extension in VS Code? For now, you will need Prettier so that it can format your code, and you also need a live server so that when you can see what you are working on live in your browser. So those are the 2 extensions you'll be needing right now. Concerning the introduction to HTML tag, where we are asked to create a single page HTML document, am I supposed to confirm to submit the code pen URL? You have to submit. Please read the instruction. You have to submit you have to put the code pen URL inside your Google Docs and submit it. That's for week 1 assignments. Now, if you open a page break, for example, now someone is asking about a page break. For example, now this is span. Hi. This is another span. Hello. Let's see what we have in the browser. I think I should minimize this a bit. So now, if you check this, my browser now. This is my browser. I'm going to comment out this here. This is my browser. We have okay. Let me, because I want to talk about this more. Now, so I have this. I'm commenting this one too out. We have hello here. Now, what does a break? A break means that to take it to another line. So that's what BR means. So I'm going to be inserting BR. I'm going to be inserting a BR now, so that we can all see. So now, let me go to what we have here. Now, if I insert break here, notice that this I and LO, they're on the same line. If I insert a break element here, to take it to another line, you can, it's a self-closing element. You may not need to close it, but it's still okay now. You can see it now. This the LO is going to another line. So that is how it works. This LO will take you to another line. I hope that is clear. I'm having issue thoroughly reading this from my phone. So what do you mean by, can you use command lines for HTML and CSS? I don't think so. But if you are writing, I don't know, if you are writing it on VS Code, I don't think you need a command line. You can use your command line to open your app and other things like that. Hello, I was graded poorly despite dropping the answer to the question by providing. There is no feedback. Please, if there is no feedback or you are having any issue, reach out to the tutor or the person that graded your task for it. I was graded poorly. Okay, how much of JavaScript do we need to be to be good with front end? Please, when we reach a JavaScript class, you're definitely going to know. Kindly teach us ROM. What is ROM? Do you mean DOM? Kindly teach us from the scratch on how to work on with two tasks. The with two tasks, I think if you have watched the video very well, you should have a good clue about it. I don't see it being an issue. So please try and watch the with two video so you can make progress on it. Do we have the HTML skeleton? Try and add the HTML skeleton. Well, I noticed that in CodePen, you'll be having issue with it. In CodePen, if you try to add HTML to it, it will start giving you an error. I try and neglect, if it's possible, try and neglect the error and do the necessary things. Now my own is not giving me error. So, but if it's giving error, neglect it and put the necessary thing and save and submit it. We are going to see it like that. Someone is asking about row span. How can you use a row span? For example, now, this is my table now. Let me remove these comments. So I'm removing these comments now. And for example, now I'll delete this. For example, I'll delete some so I can have a better explanation of it. I'm deleting all this now. So let me comment this out also. Now we have this table, we have this row now, right? Assuming now we are also having, for example, now we're having this TR here as a row, and we're having age, this. Suppose we are also having another TR here. Suppose we're having another TR here. And I'm giving it, let's just give it a value, name of students. Let me put a TD here, of a TD here. I'm trying to think of a simpler way, a TD of, let's say, Sule, then of 30. So we're having something like this. Let me just remove this. Oh, sorry. Would you give me a... Please, can you all see my screen? Please, if you can see my screen, comment on the chat box. So now we want to use We want to use a row span. Now, for example, now, if you want this name of students to take 2 rows. If you want to take 2 rows, now this is how we are going to do it. Let me give an example. For example, now we are having this, we're having a name. I'm removing this co-span of 3, and we're having this also. Then I'm also having another this. Now I want this one because now we are having 3. Okay, let me have 3 headings here. Our TH here is I hope you can all see my screen. We are saying sex here. Now we're having, now if you look at this, now, this one is having, this space is missing. We have this space that is missing here. Now we want this 30 to occupy all this space. So that is when we now go here, and you are now going to say for this space now, you should take a row span of 2. That should work. Okay, now that's for co-span. If you want this to work, now this will take the co-span of 2. Yeah, you can see now, this is how you work for the co-span. If you look at it here, and this is now taking, I'm not enjoying this. Let me give it 100. Now, if you look at it now, this second one is now taking this co-span to be 2. So now instead of it to be 1, it's now 2. So it's now taking the 2 space for the co-span. So that's just an example of how you are going to be using co-span. The co-span here is 2. So it will take 2 of that space. Now, if you want, for example, now I want this sex here. I want this sex here to take from here to here, to take this 2 span here. The value here to take the 2 span. Now let's see how we are going to do it. So now it's going to be, because this one now is now taking, where we have this sex here, is now taking, this is just taking a row. We want the row to come down here. Let me just remove this co-span here. And I'm now coming here. I now say our row span should be 2. You can see now it is now taking all this space now. I hope that is clear for someone that asks about the co-span and the row span. So that is how it works. This one is taking the whole row like this. It's taking this row. This is what I mean by row. The horizontal section is meant by row, while the vertical is the column. So it's taking this 2 row here. I hope that is clear. I'm also going through the live charts. We're having, this is the only way it can work, co-span or row span. There will be a column next to it or row below it. Yeah, you are very right, Daniel Timileyin. For you to have it to work, there must be a space that is going to be occupying. Yeah, that's it. Olatunde Christopher, do you have an idea about co-span here? Co-span and row span now. Actually, what I want to teach before was we want to discuss about attributes and HTML block and inline element. And I want to talk about and I want us to talk about a project that we are going to do. So we can work on HTML now. Then maybe when we are in CSS class, we can work on another project, which is going to be CSS. So that's what I'm thinking. So let me know if you have a better suggestion. Please, when you understand grid, you will know about co-span and row span. Okay, your assignment is not right. Then your assignment is not right. Please talk about cell padding and cell spacing. So if you check this, we are running out of time now. So please, Emmanuel, please can you try and put this your question inside the inside the form, so that when next tutor or when I'm taking you next class, I can talk about it. Well, it's all about when you are given a task, you can't say something is totally impossible. Try and try and make research about it. Then if you didn't get it, let us know. Please answer the question from the form. I have limited time now, so now the only time you are going to be having issues is this. I would like to minimize this. The only time you are going to be having issue, try and read more about it. And it's just that's why we are here, because we can't give you a straightforward and easy task. Look at this name of student and age. For example, now let me put course span here to be 2. You can see now, this thing, they are overriding each other. They are overriding each other because this course span here is taking these 2 and this one is taking these 2. So you are making sure that there's going to be something next to it that is going to occupy. If it doesn't have anything to occupy, you are not going to do it. Please just open the assignment question and review it here. Yes, sorry, I will not be able to do that. This is almost 11 o'clock. Another student or another class is about to start now. So I will, please just, if you have any question, try and put it in the form. And yeah, try and put it on the form. The kidney is not adding up. Sorry, just try and put it inside the form. The next tutor or when else I'm taking you, I'll make sure I go through it. How can I add picture in that code pen? You can since you have an image attribute, you can just, if you have a copy of your, for example, now if I search for my image now, if I search for my image, here, Isiaka here on YouTube here. Yeah, I'm searching for my image here now. Okay, if you go to under images. Okay, this is one picture that looks like me. I can copy copy link address here. If you copy link address here, for example, here, and you go to your code pen now, and you put img. Now, you put our source here. Sorry, I'm used to writing. Though this is not totally, but there are better ways you can also use. It's not displaying. Now you will need to use a better image. Let me try and find another image that can really work. Okay. It can be the last column. Just try and all these things, something that you will just need to read about and you work about. The goal and expectation, they are the same thing. Just try and write something about it. So please, sorry that the class come very late. I will I think if you check the question self, so I will not be able to go through that, but by God's grace, our next class I'll be able to go through it. We have been given an example. For example, in your attribute page tags, you were told that you should add some attributes. Attributes are those things that are being added in the opening tag of an element. For example, now this if you want to add this span equals to is an attribute. So you just add that style. That's what we are told to do. Add the style like this and add it as and give it whatever you want to give. Like width is 30, width is 30. So this is what we are told to do. So you are just to add it as an attribute like this and everything will work. By default, they are set to 0. So it's just a link. What's not working, Abiodun? Sorry for the class. By God's grace, our next class, there will be more clarification on it. Or you can also send me a Slack message on what you are having as a challenge. Then we can discuss better. So thank you all for joining the call. If you're having further issue, please try and message me. And I also, I will reply. And in the next class, we'll talk better about it. Thank you all for joining the class. I hope this will be some sort of clarification. Bye for now. Thank you.